Okay, it's Boxing Day. Got a brand new iRobot Roomba 650. It's parked right next to the Xbox One. This is the aftermath of Christmas. We got a bit of a mess in here. Gonna give it a go. We got a bit of a dirty floor here. Some pine needles on the floor here to deal with. Got the dog out there as well. That's probably going to be a little bit curious. Apologize on the overexposure. Here I'm filming with a new Nikon D7100. So I'm just playing around with some of the settings. Kitchen floor in this area, and then I've got the barrier set up right down here so it doesn't go into this hallway, since I'll deal with the hallway later. Let's get a little bit of light going on here. There's the barrier. Pocket door closed, so it's just going to go into the living room and the kitchen to deal with some of the mess that's left. So I've programmed the time on there. Easy user interface to deal with. Easy to plug in, set up, docking station, all that stuff. Good to go, and here we go. I'm just going to hit the actual clean button here, and it's going to take off and do its thing. Off it goes. Scan the room. It's not too loud. It's actually quieter than I thought. End up being. Looks like it's going to scan over here and bump into that door first. And you can see the actual one propeller thing on the side there spinning around there. It's going over that trimming, which is a little bit loose around the fireplace. Not a problem. Few pine needles here. It's got enough oomph just to push the box out of the way. It's funny, these things have their own little personality. Yeah, it's going to go into the kitchen first here right away. Looks like it's going to kind of do a perimeter scan. Oh, it's coming back. The blue button on there says dust control or dust effect. So it's picking up some sort of dust effect. Get a little more light in here. See what it does, and let's get the dog in here. See how the dog has to think of this. Come on in, Sadie. We got the robot running. We can go check it out. Yeah, she's a little bit curious of it. It's kind of the first time she's seen it in action. She doesn't know what to think about it. She's sniffing it out. A little bit cautious. You got some pets. I'm sure some pets will freak out about it. I've seen the videos of the cats riding it, so I'm not sure if our cat will be so into riding it. I want to try putting the cat on it just to see. Let's get on here. Sadie's checking it out. And a bunch of different legs around the dining room table. See how it manages that. Bump the water dish. Won't knock it over. Nothing spilled out of it. Does a pretty good job actually kind of navigating its way around without damaging stuff. I think the dog's a little pissed off that it's near its dish. But she's a little bit thirsty here, so she's going to just make sure it's kind of out of the way before she has a drink. Well, it's coming right at her. It's okay, Sadie. Just a robot. So I'm going to take your food. So I picked up some pine needles. That little brush on the side kind of pushes some more pine needles out of the way, but it looks like it is sucking up some of them. See how it does near the barrier. There, it's coming to its barrier. See what it does. It looks like it probably picked it up there. And even going within a couple feet of it. I was thinking it would come right up to the barrier. Maybe I can move the barrier back a little bit if I want it to go right to the trim. Push that box right out of the way. some of the people thinking it was going to be too noisy. It's not actually. It's reasonable. It's kind of a random pattern as it goes across the floor dealing with stuff. And programming schedule on it seems to be pretty easy. Just holding the schedule button and pick the day and the time, and it's that simple. Set the clock in about 10 seconds. Doesn't come with a remote. This 650 came with an extra filter and the one barrier. There's the box there. Here it is on the edge of the carpet. No problem. You can hear the motor grinding away a little bit, but it's doing its thing. Sensing the edge. Right up to the edge of the couch. You can see it actually cleaned the carpet nicely. The dog's still a little freaked out. It's the first time in use, kind of invading her space, so I don't know what she says. It's going right along the edge here. Sadie's going to investigate it a little more. What do you think, Sadie? It's a good robot? A piece of foam there, packaging from the Xbox. It's being quite thorough going around the edge, kind of getting right under the edge of the couch there too. I'll get closer so you can get an idea how noisy it is. You can actually feel the actual fan, the air coming out of the back of the fan here. Going back under the carpet. See how it does with all these pine needles around the tree. Looks like it didn't pick up some of them. They're kind of rammed under the edge there. I've noticed it does alright dealing with cables. Bumping itself around. There's dealing with some cables over there. Here comes the cat. Let's see if the cat wants to come in. Let's see what the cat does with this thing. She's scurrying off. She can hear it. Looks like the pine needles might be just a little bit too much for it there. Or it probably knocked some more off as it went under the tree. What do you think, guys? Don't like this robot? You guys gonna be okay with this robot? It's coming right back, so you can come right at the cat here. See what the cat does. She's getting old. She's about 10 years old, so she's a pretty wise cat. A little bit curious, but not threatened. The dog just can't get settled, though. Going onto the carpet right by the patio door. Went into the spiral mode right away. It's kind of cool. It's got, I guess, a spot sensor in it from the reviews I was reading. Push the shoes out of the way. Probably should move them if I want a better clean. Picked up those pine needles there. It's going around the tree. Back over these pine needles. See how it does this time. Got a couple more this time. Now you can see that the actual thing on the side that spins, when it gets caught up, it'll actually stop spinning to kind of untangle itself. cat's a little bit cautious, backing off a little more. Come on, let's get those pine needles this time. Yeah, multiple passes on it. It's picking up a little more of them. That one brush will push them away before it actually sucks them up, I noticed though. Probably will have to do a little bit of sweeping no matter what. But less, which is kind of cool. I think one of the cool things is I've told the wife that I can actually help her with vacuuming around the house a little more. So this is my idea of it. I don't think she thinks that's all that funny, but it is pretty cool, this robot. Picked up some more pine needles there. Good stuff. The dog's trying to get settled, but I'm sure she's going to have to move again. Yup. It's okay, Sadie. Actually manages gaps in different levels quite nicely. Doesn't get hung up. Going right under, oh, here's some foam from the little Christmas display. Just push that foam away. Easily going over top the central vacuum. How ironic is that? Don't even use that thing. It's so old. I think it still works. We've never used it though. Old central vac in there. These robots are just much cooler than... Here it is dealing with a bunch of cables. See how it does, if it's going to untangle itself or what it's going to do underneath there. And it's fighting away underneath there. You see it, a bunch of cables, and it didn't even get itself tangled up. Quite impressive. This is one of the messiest areas. Right near the door of the patio. All the food, crumbs, and stuff like that. Going back under again. Just wants to look for trouble. Oh yeah, there's a tight spot. See if it can get itself out of here. Right over the cables, eh? Look at that. It's going to get itself hung up, I bet. Just dealing with those cables. I probably should move them out of the way, eh? But it's fighting underneath there. Right along the edge. See, you couldn't really get in there. Normal vacuum. Oh, it got itself out. Cool. Lots of crap in there. Right over the edge, actually. That's neat. It's fighting itself on the edge here. See it? Oh, that's cool. Got itself out. That's nice. It's in a pretty complicated area in this dining room. Right around the leg, just works itself over the leg, over the edge. Wonder if it has enough intelligence to figure out to stay away from that area. Oh, that dog, cat are getting more used to it now. Oh, it's going right at the dog here. See what happens. She's gonna be pissed. Yep, she's getting up. Not liking it. What do you think, Sadie? Is it bugging you? Oh, there's the cat. The cat's out of here. Stealing water from the dog's dish. Right into the corner. Another complicated area with cables and all that stuff. Chargers. See what it does with this. Oh, there's the Apple cable just popped off. It's kind of sucking it up. But it's going to leave it alone, I guess. There we go. Left it alone. If I did the right thing, I probably should move all that stuff, eh? But I think you kind of get these things because you want to be somewhat lazy when it comes to vacuuming. Robot looking after itself. So they've done some engineering there to deal with people like myself that will just want to push the button and let it do its thing. Sadie, you probably should park yourself downstairs if you really want to de-stress. This thing's going to bug you for the next hour. And I guess, notice I'm walking around and stuff. It doesn't seem to bother it, just feet, people walking around it, getting in the way of it. This one's reasonably priced. There are some higher end models. I think they just have extra sensors and come with remotes and more barriers and things like that. It's knocking that little stand around and it didn't knock the actual tree over on it. Back over this cable. Probably not a good idea to do that. I should probably move the cable. Let's split it out. It's okay, Sadie, you should know better. A robot in your life now. Could be okay, Sadie? What do you think of that robot? You pissed off? Smart dog would learn how to turn the off button on it, make it dock. Another random pattern going into the pine needle area. As my son would say, he's 14, he said, the coolest thing Christmas had was sick, was the robot. He's got an Xbox One and all the hackers had DDoSed the actual servers and that, so he couldn't even do anything on the first day with his Xbox One. So back in here again, and it's going to make itself out. That's cool. Good challenging area. You can see pine needles on top of it because it's actually been knocking pine needles off as it goes into the tree. Well, only got a couple more minutes of shooting here, folks. So I'm running out of card space here. Playing around with this Nikon D7100, which is a great camera, by the way, if you're looking for a good kind of prosumer camera. Very impressed with these cameras. I had a Nikon D7000 prior to this. This one's got a Sigma lens on it. Pretty capable lens. 18-250 macro on it. It's the first time I'm really shooting video on it with this camera here. Got the 2 card slots in it. Been playing around with the HDR on it, and it's a very easy camera to use. I like it. Would highly recommend it for the price point. See how it does with this video. Someone come up with the idea of putting a little drink holder on it so you can move your drink around as you're vacuuming. You guys get a good example of what it's going to do in your kitchen as it deals with all the legs. Don't really have to move the tables and chairs around it, just kind of dealing with it. It's picking up some crumbs underneath there. Where'd it go? It's running away from me. So if you're thinking of the different types of robots, I've done my research. I was looking at the one that had the mopping function, but for the price point, I sort of settled on this iRobot one, just because of some of the good reviews I saw on Amazon.ca. Purchased it from Amazon.ca. It came within like 4 days, plenty of time for Christmas, and I think it's great. Actually found out my mother got her partner a mopping one for Christmas as well, so great Christmas gift idea. Maybe a little bit expensive, but I think it's going to save quite a bit of time, and I'll just set it off on a schedule to do its thing. So hope you enjoyed this.